That takes us to the closing of the meeting for today. But as I indicated, you are going to constitute part of the community of practice. We need to continue this conversation outside this meeting as well through the e-campus that has been established. So please take full use of that platform. We have two closing statement from the African Union Commission and from the ILO to end this particular event. It is now my duty to invite Mr. Sabelo Bokazi, who will speak on behalf of Her Excellency Amira Fadil, the Commissioner of Social Affairs of the African Union Commission. Mr. Sabelo, please, your closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. George, and allow me to take this opportunity to stand on the protocol that has already been pronounced since the beginning of this, the African Union Commission on behalf of Excellency, the Commissioner. I would like to have highlighted all the frameworks and policies and plans that have already been proffered, and what remains now is the action to concretely extend social protection to the workers in the informal sector. Colleagues and Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, political sector role has been highlighted in this meeting, and many colleagues have talked about the need for the political will. As African Union Commission, we would like to commit ourselves to use our core competence and the mandate, which includes convening the political players to promote policies that will result in expansion of social protection and social coverage. Excellencies, also, it has been highlighted that it is important. So AU, we subscribe fully to the ideology and the philosophy of achieving social contract, which includes extension of social protection to the informal or to the workers that are in the informal sector. So colleagues, the big question is, how are we going to remove some of the obstacles that have derailed and delayed the workers that are in the informal sector? Many colleagues here, when we're making presentation, acknowledge that there is limited social protection for most of the workers that are in the informal sector, are poor and vulnerable and cannot access this. But the question, move all these hurdles. We raised earlier on, Mr. Moderator, that most of the workers are not in the tripartite arrangement that discusses and comes up with policies. We therefore would like to challenge all the representatives to organize and coordinate and organize these workers in the informal sector so that they can also have a voice at the table, so that their voices can also be amplified. This is many interventions have been proposed, even the interventions that will be useful post-COVID-19. And the question that remains is, are we going to walk the talk, or we are going to continue to talk about the walk? Are we going to take action? The African Union Commission stands ready, and we are glad to that Madam Cynthia, is the regional director, indicated earlier that they are ready as the ILO to put in place some resources so that we can expand also social security coverage for the workers in the informal sector. I thank you, Mr. Moderator, and we congratulate you and ILO for convening such an informative meeting and dialogue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sabelo, and for continuing to emphasize the important partnership between the African Union Commission and the ILO. It's a great partnership, and we hope to continue to work very closely to move this agenda. It is now my pleasure to invite the Assistant Director General and Regional Director for Africa, Madame Cynthia, to officially close this meeting. Madame Cynthia, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Let me thank everyone who has participated, the ones that are visible, the ones that are not visible, but we could see through the chat box, through the questions. Let me particularly thank all the panelists from different institutions, the IMF, the World Bank, and so many other institutions that are represented. Let me thank those institutions with whom the ILO is partnering on the issue of social protection and partnering strategically to ensure that we reach the target of 40% by 2025 in terms of social protection coverage in Africa. And these are the World Bank, the very fruitful discussions that I had along with a team of colleagues with the Vice President of the World Bank, where we agreed that we will accelerate our engagement, deepen our engagement to support social protection in Africa, is a very important part of the way forward. And we look forward to other partners in the international financial institution architecture joining in this very important priority area. Of course, the UNDP and the AU, as you would have seen right from the invitation sent out. This is an ILO initiative in close collaboration with the African Union and the UNDP. And to take off from the last point that was made by Mr. Sabelo, the representative of the commissioner, the relationship between the ILO and the AU is basically that of supporting the AU to translate into concrete action those policies that will advance sustainable development in an inclusive manner. And we've been doing it in different areas. And as the moderator said, we really look forward to even closer collaboration on those key areas that we have identified as priorities in Africa. Let me thank the ministers who are here, who participated, ministers responsible for finance, responsible for labor, responsible for social protection, and our social partners at the highest levels in the continent. This issue that we have discussed today is not just a fallout of COVID. It is because in December 2019, you identified the extension of social protection coverage in Africa as one of your key priorities, for which you wanted the ILO to take action. And this is part of the action. We heard you very clearly, and we're taking action in collaboration with you. The Director General from NECA talked about talk shops. Our meetings are not talk shops. And I'm so happy that he emphasized the importance of follow-up. The Secretary General of ITUC Africa also talked about the coalition of the willing. Everyone who has participated in this roundtable, in this conversation, is now part of that coalition of the willing. And so we have that responsibility, that collective responsibility to ensure that what we have agreed, what we have discussed, what we have identified as the best way forward, that we do all that is within our resources, human, material, financial, to translate this into concrete action. Indeed, as Mr. Sibelo said, I made a commitment on the behalf of the ILO that we will provide seed funds. The ILO is not a funding agency. The ILO is not the African Development Bank that talks in the realm of billions of dollars, or the World Bank, or the IMF. Because of the commitment that we have to ensuring that by 2025, we're not telling stories, but we're reporting results. We will put in seed funds to take forward those things that we have agreed today. And of course, we will be working very closely with the African Development Bank, the World Bank, the IMF, the UNDP, and all other partners to make sure that there is the needed coordination, there is the needed synergy, there is the needed intersectoral collaboration that will enable us achieve this result. As I said earlier, 4 years is not a long time to move from 17.8 to 40%. We don't have the luxury of time. But what I've seen demonstrated today is commitment. What I've seen demonstrated today is a clear understanding that things have to change, not just because it's a social responsibility, but there are economic and other benefits, growth benefits, wealth benefits for addressing this. And need I say, security benefits at the level of nations, at the level of subregions, and at the continental level, going as far as the global level. One of the principles of the Declaration of Philadelphia is that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. So these are the imperatives that make it, that compel us to ensure that we move together in the same spirit that we have had the discussions today, to ensure that by 2025, we're reporting on significant achievements that will even show that Africa has moved not just to 40%, but that we have gone beyond 40%. So let me use this opportunity to really once again thank all our partners, all the participants, all the institutions represented here. We'll be engaging with you, and definitely next year we will have the 2022 roundtable where we will monitor and report on progress achieved. Let me thank all the colleagues from all the institutions who have worked on this, particularly my colleagues from the ILO, from ITC, including, of course, the interpreters and all those who've done all the legwork. Thank you so very much for this that has turned out to be a very successful first outing within the context of the implementation of the strategy. AU, once again, we commit that we're with you for the whole hog. And we have no doubt that together we will do it. Thank you so very much, and keep safe wherever you are. Merci infiniment. Muchas gracias and muito obrigado. Thank you very much. And with this, we end the session, and we'll definitely come back again. Merci, thank you.